Hi, everyone who's watching online. This is Scott, aka Toaster. This is the March 23rd meeting. Just getting people together, and we all know it's the beauty of everybody that is involved in this knows the challenge of trying to get people together in one space. But it's getting to the point now where we're about 9 weeks out from the event. It's already coming up. And so we need to be on the same page whenever we can be. There was an agenda that I published. I sent out the link, so hopefully everybody can see that. Let's see. So we're going to stick to it and then kind of go loosely with what we can. Some of the key figures that were that I needed to talk about on that agenda were unable to make it, and I'm hoping that one is still going to dial in to talk about PR still.
John's trying to get in right now.
Did you send him the new update? I just sent it to him directly.
I sent him the one at 7:7. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back to that.
Is there any way to get a little bit better hearing for everybody in the room as opposed to just...
9 weeks out. Need to, it's us and each of us working in our own lanes too. You know, the entertainment and events team has been meeting, and we're all pretty much engaged with, you know, what we're trying to do. And we all have our lanes, and I think has a good grip, at least on our side, on what that is. Now we're getting to the point where we really need food and beverage to start, you know, taking the scissors and running. And then we also need infrastructure, placement, and volunteers running with it. So I'm just going to give a quick report on the events and entertainment team, and then we're going to pass it around. I don't know if you guys have gotten anywhere yet, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm talking to other people that are around me right now. I've got JD, I've got Adam, and I've got Pickle, aka Mary. And you get to look at me during this whole thing, and I apologize for that. 3 is online, and if anybody else jumps in, please shout and yell. Oh, wait a minute. John's here too. Good.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, John. That's the healthiest I've seen you look.
Oh, great.
Kidding. All right.
Oh, my, what lovely titties someone has.
And then hopefully people get cats. So just starting off is Justin has been really diligent in getting ready the workshops together. There's a schedule that's been published on what those workshops are, who's running them, and weekend. And we got some really great graphics that will complement Trevor's work and really add some spice to the event. Plus his art installation that we're really looking forward to seeing. That'll be huge wins from the arts and entertainment team. I've successfully started doing the workshops. But we also have 3 really great artists coming out to do a speakers panel. And one of those artists is bringing a piece to Burning Man in 2017 called The Journey. I know, right?
So
I know, I'm so excited. And I'm really, it's like, my heart is just like crazy that, you know, Dan Sullivan's going to be there and Rebecca Waits is going to be there. And those three are going to head a panel to talk about their art projects. As you've seen in the postings that went out, Rebecca did the Church Trap in 2013. Dan did Catacomb of Veils last year. First time, I was such a big fan of all these art pieces. Rebecca's working on a piece for 2018, and she's going to probably bring a model for it and show it off at the event this year. That's exciting. But the journey also is going to the music and Trip about his entertainment part of this.
Yeah, so we're gonna have 4 parties up there. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday pool party, and Sunday night. Friday night, I have like a collection of DJs that each party will be slightly different. So the first night will be it'll be like indie dance, disco funk, and really funky, groovy, housey stuff. And then Saturday night will be more like peak hour club night kind of sound, like a higher energy. The Sunday pool party will be bright, funky, happy, probably like a lot of disco and a lot of retro sounds. And then the Sunday night party is going to be all deep house. So the closing party will have like deeper sounds, and it'll be smoother and sexy. So I'm really excited to have the different focuses for the parties musically. I think that'll kind of, you know, it'll be fresh every time. Really see what Three's working on. And yeah, that's basically what I've got.
I think that's very exciting because I think that's a spin on a new level for everything together.
Is what you said in the document? All that in there?
I have not put anything down onto that.
Okay, I'll get in contact with you.
Okay.
Yeah, ask a question. Just talk loud enough so they can hear you if you want to ask a question. And anybody online can ask questions too. Three, did you want to add anything to this subject and including your art?
Sure. I turned off my video because my connection was getting really bad. So it's just a graphic probably. Can you guys hear me okay? Hello?
Hold on, we're trying to turn the volume up through.
Let me get closer to the camera here. Is that better?
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. I turned off my camera because I was having a hard time. I'm sorry. I'm hearing my own voice call back to me, and it's.
Sorry about that. It's a speaker. It's got to go. Hold on. Go ahead.
Is that better? It's better for me. Is that better?
Oh. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm really excited about working with Trevor. I'm really excited about working with Trevor for a long time, and never really had the opportunity to collaborate on a level before. So it's really exciting to pull.
Echo driving you nuts. Hold on.
It is driving me nuts.
Yeah. Are you there?
Scott, can just mute your microphone for a little bit while Three's talking?
It's going to cause an echo on this whole thing, so hold on. Hold on, please. Let me get this all on the same page. Wait, can you hear me, Three?
I can hear you.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, fuck's sake.
This shit's supposed to make our life easier. It's not working.
Okay, can you hear?
Scott, just mute your microphone while Three's talking, and then we'll let him talk for a little bit, and we'll fix it after.
Did I lose you, 3?
I'm here. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Sounds good to me. I
Okay,
can hear you.
I'm not sure if they can hear me.
I'm not hearing you if you can hear me, so
I'm-
bear one
I'm
second.
just gonna keep talking then, so you know when you can hear me. La,
See your sound bar moving.
la 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 la. Hello, can you hear
Oh,
me
shit.
by myself?
Test, test, test. Okay. If you change something on your setup, can you change it back? Because I unplugged the speaker that should have been causing the echo.
I have not changed anything. Can you hear me at all? Not really sure what else to try
Three.
here. I'm
Will you just
Scott-
sign out and come back in?
Wait, Scott, can you hear me?
Wait a minute. I'm not sure why
Toaster?
I'm not hearing you.
Toaster, can you hear me? Maybe he can't hear anyone.
I don't think it
Everything's
can hear you.
turned up. Oh, let me check this.
You turned it up. Can you hear us now?
I'm speaking. Can you hear me? I wish I knew sign language right now. It would be very helpful.
There we go.
Yeah?
All right, you're back.
Great. I'm going to turn my camera off so I can keep the nice connection going. Everybody can hear me okay still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Fantastic. All right, so I was saying I'm really excited to be working with Trevor on this project. We have a long history together, and this is our first time to really collaborate on such an endeavor. I actually remember him years ago sitting in his room being like, I think I want to be a DJ. And it's really neat to have watched him grow and progress so much, and then to get to meet him on a professional level years later. I won't tell you how many years later, but years later. So for me and him, that's really exciting, and I hope that energy kind of portrays through to the rest of the party of, you know, collaboration and history and where we've all come from and that sort of idea. Most of the art for this event is still in my head. I will be really beginning to manifest it after May 4th, which is right after another big gig that I have in Vegas. After that, I'm pretty much all yours. I'll be building some of this stuff in my new studio in Vallejo, finally getting out of Stockton. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a couple of installations throughout the space, including mostly projection, because that's what I do, and an experiment with a video mapped altar for the dance party on Saturday night. So a lot of it's still up in the air. Me and Trevor working together to have a cohesive experience between the music and the visuals. And anybody that wants to join in and collaborate and add media or whatever, please feel free to hit me up.
Okay, but we also have a thing with the lighting, right? We have some guys bringing lighting in that's working with the two of you.
He has not responded back to my latest reaches out to him. The guy's name is Guy Smith. He does a lot of the big circuit parties in New York. And he wanted to do some trade for lighting for tickets to the event. So I'm going to reach out to him again and see if he is still on board. If not, then we're going to figure something else out. I might pillage JD's.
You know, as things either progress or decline too.
I will. And I'm going to pillage JD's garage for lights as well.
I can't hear, so I'm just sitting there.
He's gonna pillage your garage for lights.
He's gonna what?
Pillage your garage for lights.
Did you have a question that you wanted to pose?
No, I think he knows what equipment I have here. I also have two major commercial bubble machines, like the Bubble Master 5000.
Oh, that thing is amazing. Have you guys seen this thing? It's like, it'll spit out thousands of bubbles at a minute. Oh my God, it's amazing.
He's talking about the bubble machine.
These are like the shed. These are not like that we use the pool party or something. If we want to use them.
Okay.
That sounds great.
So are you good?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. My only thing, we could suggest maybe William Ducati Brown. If the light situation doesn't pan out as easily, we could see if he can link us up or help us out.
Okay. I guess I should make folks aware that he and I had a really big falling out this past year. I will always put professionalism before personal, but if there are other options, I would prefer to go those routes. But always will put professionalism before personal. So.
Okay, cool. Did you have any questions for Trevor or 3 or anything?
No, I do have one thing I just want to put out there that, are you aware of this guy, Bunny, DJ Bunny?
DJ Bunny.
Okay, DJ Bunny used to do a lot of stuff maybe about 10 years ago or so, and I actually ran into him recently. He specializes in sort of, his sets were all remix of cartoon themes, which I think would be a lot of fun at the pool party if it was just very cartoon. They're cartoon songs from Bugs Bunny and all this other stuff like that, but they're all remixes and stuff like that. And I'm just putting it out there. It might be a little more interesting and more fun and at a pool party to have this style of music.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really it's fun. He's cool.
Let's change gears a little bit and go to food and beverage and talk about what's going on.
Food beverage now.
Well, one last thing on parties, and that is if you guys have difficulty getting in touch with Guy, he camped with the Glamcocks once upon a time, long ago, and I've got lots of friends in common with him. So if you have trouble getting a hold of him, then let me know.
Okay. You guys got that?
Yes.
He's got a connection to Guy too. Food and beverage, what's going on?
We have Jose and his crew coming in from Mexico, so there'll be 3 of them coming in that will be doing all the food prep and cooking and everything. I will be working directly with the chef on the menu, as well as doing all the shopping and getting everything up there and in order. There's another crew, 4 of us, that will be making sure that the dining room is set up and cleaned up afterwards and ready for all the meals. And there's going to be a vegetarian option every meal.
Good.
So
what we're talking about is 3 people coming up from Mexico. Jose Ruiz and 1 other person. And then did we talk about hiring some of the staff from the land to also help out, or
the chef that's up there that cooks normally is available. I haven't reached out to him because I didn't know if we're going to need to or anything yet. He mentioned that he would be available to go up there.
I did mention to Arna that was something we were considering, and it sounded like he was interested. But I have a feeling he's gonna want more money than what I would like to throw on the table. But we can talk about that
Okay.
separately.
That's an option. We should probably talk about budget-wise if we can throw in money to make that happen. I would kind of recommend it because of the fact that he's familiar with not only the kitchen, but what the kitchen can handle. And if we're out of something or need something, he would know where to get it really quick and where to go, and it's just everything. I think it would make the kitchen run a lot smoother than trying to reinvent the kitchen, but to have somebody that's really there and on it. So I'll make that happen. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, let's find out what that is and what those numbers are. And then we can start plugging them around and see how we can make it.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Do we have any
Um,
preliminary information about the menu? Because I remember the last year there was a slight complaint that it was a little bit monotonous, that we had like a lot of the same style of food, which I don't mind, but other people maybe were a little bit upset by.
We've actually had that conversation about the menu, and JD's actually already on that. So I think he's got the same feeling with the feedback, that we saw a lot of the same things showing up, and he's already thrown some ideas on the table as far as diversifying the menu a little bit more. And it's actually going to be simplified a little bit more too. Like we're talking about like a eggplant parmesan, hamburgers. Jose did do a hell of a lot last year with not a lot of money. And then we still have a budget this year that's not going to be huge, but we know that the food and beverage guys can create some magic.
Who am I speaking to?
That's John. That was John that was just talking.
John?
Dare.
Yeah.
Pacheco.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm sick. I couldn't be there.
I can't hear a word you're saying, but that's okay.
That's John there.
Oh, yeah, I recognize it. I do want to say, I need to get information about the pool party and all these other parties. Is there going to be a bar? Is everyone going to be bringing their own stuff? How is the bar going to work?
Well, that's actually a very good question for this point, because
Who's going to pay for it?
well, we're going to pay for it. It's part of the camp fee is going to be an open bar, but it's not going to be wild and free. It's going to be certain amounts of alcohol set, for each event. We'll do it smart.
That could be a lot. If you're talking,
It could be a
you're
lot.
talking 5 events. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, 2 events. That's 4.
Well, people are paying a premium price for this event, and so we're going to make what we can available to them. We're not going overboard with it, but we need to keep some things present.
Well, my recommendation is that we do not have a host bar. In other words, that we do not give away free liquor,
Oh, that's an open bar, right?
open bar.
Well, it's already been announced that there will be an open bar, so we're going to work it out, but we're not going to go crazy with it. There's going to be limits.
Why don't you guys just have one night that's open and the rest are not?
What was
Why
that?
don't you guys have one night that's open and the rest are not? Compromise.
I mean, if we set certain amounts of booze available per night, I think we should be fine.
We have to say that we'll have an open bar.
Because we're not going to do a cash bar. We're just not going to do that.
To have an open bar for 4, 5, or 6 hours for 100 people.
Yeah.
Could easily be in the hundreds of dollars.
Well, my heels are not dug in the sand on this. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that we have certain things we can do, and there's suggestions like that we can take and move forward and talk to people about, and we can do it in our communications.
Okay. Then what I'm going to need is kind of an idea of a concept of a budget, how much we have for each event. So if we're going to say have $500 budget for each party, then I need to know that, and then I would recommend that we say that we will have a open bar for an hour, hour and a half, or whatever,
Okay.
and everybody bring their own. But this will be available, and maybe mixers will be available after that. But the actual hard liquor would be only available. Or we say we're going to have X amount and it's there until it runs out.
Okay.
We could do that as well, which might be a better way of doing
But
it.
I definitely need budget from you on what your needs are. I mean, I know some stuff, but I don't know everything. We know at this point that we're looking at a certain number of food costs per person for each meal.
People, and we're feeding them booze for 3 hours and I fly them. And we go through about 2 to 3 cases of vodka, which is, say, $100 a piece.
Yeah.
So it's $300 for the liquor, then add on the ice and the mixer on top of that. And mind you, we use powdered limited mix.
Yeah.
That's to make our limited vodkas, but it's reasonable to say $350 for our small day and $500 for our larger day.
Yeah.
And that is the primary drink. I mean, yes, there are people carrying around flasks, but it's like, that's a number that we can work with. I don't know whether or not something like that, kind of a mixed punch or something that's
Well, I think you're right.
Yeah.
The numbers, it's going to be between 400 to 500 for a party. Maybe the pool party, we just got a keg beer.
Yeah, I thought about like getting buckets of iced canned beer. I thought would be a good idea.
For the pool party.
For the pool party.
Have hard liquor for that.
There's options. And of course, a non-alcoholic beverage too. We can get 5-gallon containers together and have stuff pre-made and stuff like that too. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And we'll just crunch the numbers on that. And thanks for your input because that was really helpful to, really get a target amount to work with.
And we're expecting 300 to 350.
Can you guys?
We're hoping to have between 300 and 350. I'm sorry, I interrupted someone.
Can you guys come in closer to the microphones when you speak? I'm only really hearing Scott right now.
So we're trying to speak up if you can when you're talking and lean towards the screen.
What?
Speak up a little bit more and lean towards the screen when you're talking.
Not just me, it's you too. I'm probably going to recommend that we try and budget at least $500 per event.
Well, let's start there and see where it works out because it doesn't sound too unreasonable. It really doesn't sound too unreasonable. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that we're bringing something as a C value is more than enough.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think we should have a vodka and a whiskey and mixers. Real simple. This
Yeah,
is,
I mean,
I think so too.
the reason that we do not play punch is because it's easiest to serve. I don't, us doing an actual bar with mixed drinks, you're going to have lines, you're going to have craziness, you're going to have bartenders. It's not worth it. What we do is that you've got somebody that's going to the kitchen and making the next 5-gallon bunch to bring in, and we're just swapping out, and then it's literally a scoop. And do you have your cup? Well, I have. Oh, that's these.
I have these slurping machines that might be a good way of doing that as well. That way we keep the, let's say if we were doing a vodka cranberry or something, it would keep it mixed so it doesn't separate type of thing. And that's a possibility of having those too.
I don't want to linger too much on events and entertainment stuff specifically. And I know we're talking a lot about food and beverage right now, but some of the things to talk about, like we've got 2 meals a day planned. There'll be some food at some of the events and snacks.
Well, we also have to think about, is there gonna be any appetizers at the pool party? Or is
Yes,
there
there
any,
are.
any of that stuff?
Yes, I was just saying that. So there will be some kind of snack that will be served at some of these events. And those are all outlined in the plan too. And we'll expand on that and we'll talk about that too.
You and I, offline?
Offline or in
Okay.
another meeting at some point.
Okay.
This is a good chance for all of us to kind of ground with each other. You know, the different arms that are all involved in this. So food and beverage and entertainment and other groups. Oh, did we lose John? Damn it.
Just an update since you're doing stuff. I just heard back from Guy Smith. He's no longer able to provide us with lights. So I will homework. I'll do some homework.
Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can find John.
Are we really sold out?
No, we are not sold out at all. I don't know where you're getting that.
Oh, 2016. Sorry.
I'm trying to.
You should know that you do a burner
Okay, I
search.
got two people talking at once. Hold on. What's up, 3?
You should know that when you do a queer burner search on the internet, the first site it takes you to says sold out from last year. So that probably should be taken down, yeah?
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll put that on the back burner for now. You had a question. No. Okay. John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, good. Hi, honey. Okay, I'm gonna go to pickled last only because we're kind of into new ground. But I want to jump into PR now a little bit. Do you have a report, or just can tell me what's going on your side?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Australia, so Adam and Michael have been picking up the slack. Both of them have been doing some great posts. Adam's got this great series of art posts that have been going out. There's definitely a few things that are on our schedule that we haven't been hitting yet. Food is one of those things. There's a little bit more I think that we should be doing to be pushing the parties at this phase of the PR schedule. I must admit that can you guys hear me?
Yep, I'm just making sure everybody can hear.
Okay, sorry. The thing that I haven't looked at and I meant to do before this meeting was sales. How have we been doing on sales?
Right now, we probably have about less than 50 tickets altogether sold. We should easily, get to at least a break-even point.
Yeah, that's well behind where our targets are. So I think that it will be on our PR team to come up with a few kind of incentives, things that will push people in that direction. I was curious as to what your thoughts were about stirring up trouble regarding that Facebook censorship little thing. I mean, it's such a minor thing, but I feel like I can make some hay out of it if you're okay with it.
I'm fine with it. I'm trying to stay out of people's lanes. You know what I mean? Me specifically, and I want people to just kind of blossom and success on their own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that absolutely does.
I mean, the only thing that I want to ask from the PR team is, I feel like there needs to be more coming out, and maybe I'm not putting enough in for more to come out.
I want to say two things. So one, now that the schedules are more laid out, we have the party schedules, we have the DJs, we have kind of the events, the parties going forth, everything that's in the header. We have more material for making the press kind of stuff, the graphics with the fun of everything. So that's the first thing, is that more is becoming available and set in stone. And the second, I did kind of an audit of like our social media and kind of like our posts and everything. And I realized we weren't really putting our Eventbrite link into a whole lot of things. So that for sure is going to be going into every single post from now on. For people to be like, it should be as easy to purchase as, it should be easy for like a drunk person to purchase a ticket to our event, and in theory. And I kind of clicked around, and I was kind of shocked, like, wow, we kind of don't have our Eventbrite link. So I added it as a shop now link on the actual event. It's now in all of the cover photos, and it'll be on all the PR graphics going forward. So I feel way more confident that sales will ramp up.
Okay. And then one of the things I thought that might be more helpful for some of the posts too is to put them in the actual event. So if they're shared or boosted from the event, isn't that where it'll take them back?
So for some reason, I can't share from the event to Queer Burners. I can share it from the event to SF Queer Burners, but I can't get it to Queer Burners, so I've been doing like double posts.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what the reason is for that.
I think I'm able to do that, Adam. I can see if I can figure out what the special trick is.
If
you guys might have different levels of permissions on that.
Yeah, if you want to give it a go, there's another one coming out tomorrow with the DJ list that's going out at like 1 p.m.
Yeah, I'll be sure to give that a share to Queer Burners.
It's the graphic of the DJs who are in the header, who are in the event header image.
Okay. There's one more.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
One of the things that would be really helpful from the people that are in this meeting and all of the contacts in the production team is I know Adam had been very gung-ho about us doing what I call kind of like a rapid fire like sharing of posts, that when Glamcox do an event marketing post, we like get basically as many members as we possibly can to share it on their walls or on their pages. And this like raises the profile of each individual post by a ton. So if any of you guys are, on your computers during the day when we are doing some kind of post, if you can immediately turn around and share it, it does have like a big amplification effect of the reach of any individual post.
Okay. Definitely. And then one of the questions that has been kind of looming over my head just from conversations that I've been having is like, who is going to this event? Because we got some people from out of the area coming. We have a lot of people from San Francisco and Sacramento coming. Where are people coming from? And because there seems to be a lot of people that have gone the last couple of years that aren't coming. And that concerns me. No, the feedback, the sense that I have is that, we went last year. This year we want to do something different. But it is literally something different. It's not enough different, to reel some people in. So I think our audiences really have to be considered.
The only pushback that I've gotten actually is, believe it or not, the people who go there. So literally, it's like they're like, no, I was just there for an event. So it's like that was kind of surprising, because the people that I'd spoken to last year who had wanted to join Groundswell resisted because it was a duplication of the same location, a month off.
That can make sense.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to start thinking about new audiences too. And then, as far as getting more, women and other gender identity folks out there. I think it's very important for everybody to know that last year we had some really bad mistakes as far as how people interacted with each other, and it put a lot of people off. A lot of our trans folks and some of the women that were out there really weren't treated very well, and even some of the gay guys, you know, complained about you know, some of the behaviors of other people that were out there. So we just need to be more conscious about consent and actually, you know, acknowledging people and not treating people like zoo animals too. That kind of came across with some of the questions that were asked of the trans folk when they were asked about, you know, their body issues, or, you know, top surgeries, bottom surgeries, stuff like that, which is not something people really want to talk about. I've got 2 women out there with short hair, and they couldn't bother to remember, you know, who was one girl and who was another, and would call them, you know, by each other's name. And it just, you know, it's kind of off-putting, you know. It puts that gay white male thing kind of in the forefront, where we're not being good citizens, not just us, but in general. I mean, and then I think Gino was put into a weird position where somebody's phone disappeared. Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody's phone disappeared, and apparently there were some eyes turned on him, and it made him really uncomfortable, when I know he had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? It was just, we don't want that. You know, we don't want to bring that negative energy out there. And we need to be, as the producers of this event, I think we need to be conscious of that and be vigilant to make sure, you know, we're not, or, you know, or at least do what we can to keep other people from being put into uncomfortable positions. Does that make sense?
Maybe we should do kind of a roundup of big issues that were problems back then, because fair treatment can mean different things to other people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big thing. It was, I didn't actually find out about some of this until about 2 months ago when I met with Ariel from Genderblend. And because I had been talking to her about, you know, how we can get more women and trans, you know, various gender identities out there, but without it being forced. I feel like it was a bit forced last year. Waiting for something. We were going for that, you know, bringing people together, but it ended up being a little bit on the forced side, I think. That's my perception of it. So I think we can do better this year. We can, you know, deliver a code of conduct at the front gate. I think your suggestion is spot on, that let's talk about those on their own, these issues. And I think I'll publish in the production page the list of things that I got about it. It was sent to me directly.
So I've had.
It was a really good write-up that Ariel did. What was that?
So I've had one conversation with Ariel about the ways in which we can improve our messaging with people of various.
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Go on.
With people of various gender identities that aren't, you know, cis white males, and we're supposed to have another conversation about her taking some role in the PR team. I'm really hoping that we can do a lot more of this messaging in like the few weeks leading up to the event, and keep our messaging in this next month more on the lighthearted, kind of more markety style of information, not like be like, you know, like this is like raising awareness about issues, which I think is important to do, but I think that like right now in terms of our schedule, I think we should try to stay a little bit more on like the lighthearted, let's get more drunk people clicking on our buy tickets link. So
I think you're absolutely right, but I don't think this is a subject that we need to. We don't have to like beat anybody over the head with this. I think this is a good idea for us to talk about. When people get to the front gate, there's a code of conduct.
absolutely.
That's part of the package coming in.
I think that's right. Another thing that I wanted to circle back to on the subject of like repeat customers, like having heard, this is the first time I've heard anyone say that we're having trouble getting the people that bought tickets last year to come again this year. And I'm wondering if there's any way that we can specifically target those individuals if we have a mailing list from ticket purchasers from last year, if we can, because they're our core group. If we can get them to want to come, then they will literally recruit more people for us. And I'm curious if there's any tools that we have for reaching them.
So John, the two people that I've heard that aren't coming back are Treat and Smiles, both Glamcock. So I was wondering, is there something Glamcock going on that weekend?
It is one of our members' 30th birthdays, and he is doing something that I don't necessarily know the details of. Since I've committed to this, so I haven't really been paying attention to what his discussion is. But yeah, there's a chunk of Glamcocks that are being lost to someone's 30th birthday.
Cool. Yeah, and then Midburn's that weekend, and Soak is that weekend. And I know, but there's quite a few people going. Yeah, there's quite a few people going. These are
Everybody who couldn't get a hotel.
We're competing with Midburn, you guys.
We're
Wow.
on the global stage, people.
I'm going to change gears again a little bit and talk about logistics, volunteering, placement, and gate. Do you have any information on that to share? Or, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot because I'm not expecting that, but we can talk more at some point. Yeah.
I'm fine. So
You're not on the spot.
Yesterday, I talked to more information that I know about, but from my brief discussion with Galaxy, it sounds like that Galaxy would like to is very very concerned about wanting to go see the actual layout of the land. I think that she said that she has some experience doing like gate type of work with at the mothership event, and so she said that like for her like seeing the layout of the land is like the most important thing. And so I know that she is trying to find a time. I think she probably talked about it with you before. Where the landlord, I don't know, the landlord of the area is down to have her come and like just like walk around for 2 hours with me. And if it's possible, I would also probably go with her. But regardless, that Galaxy would really like to go and like actually look at the landscape. She seems a little concerned also about like just like how. Like she was talking about like how big is the land, so like if somebody comes to the gate and we have to let them in, like or sorry, if we have to show them to their cabin, how many people how long does it take them to get from the gate to their cabin and then back again, and then do we lose a person from the gate when they're doing that? And so those are the kinds of things that we just chatted about very briefly yesterday.
That's fun.
And I think the other thing that she talked about, although it sounds like she's not even really sure if it's like logistically feasible, is to ask people when they're planning to come so we can staff the booth accordingly. So if there's like 15 people that all come at once, we at least are prepared. But I think, of course, I feel like Brenners are like notoriously not on time for anything, and so like, I can't imagine that if we take a poll, it's gonna really like people are actually gonna stick with the exact time that they said. But anyways, so I think that that's something that's been on Galaxy's mind at least, is staffing adequately the gate booth so that we can deal with, like, probably everybody comes at the same time, I imagine. So
Well, the nice thing is too, I've got a group of people that are getting tickets at a certain price that are kind of selling their souls to us on a certain level. So we've got some people built in that be a good asset right away.
yeah,
I got two guys in particular that I'm dying to see on the gate because I think they would be perfect for that. But that's just a suggestion.
So the first other mention I had was the question what concerns she was having around needing to lay out the space. It's not like it's, a fenced off area and it's like, there's this high 15-foot electrified fence everywhere and you gotta come through the gate. No, but I mean, if we're really concerned about people showing up who are not actually part of the event, then those concerns get transferred to other places. Like you have to be wearing a wristband in order to get fed, like a or something like that. Rather, if the concern is staffing and ensuring that there is somebody there, then it's just kind of we make sure when we lay out the volunteer shifts that we have two people at the gate at all times. So if one person does have to go do something, the other has to stay there. But yeah, so I mean, I think those are all manageable concerns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. I'm sure there's other things that will come out of her visit. So yeah, go for it. But
You know that Russ is on your team, right?
Yes.
Russ is on your team.
Okay. I am Pickle.
I wasn't sure if you guys had been introduced in that role.
Yeah, but so I think interestingly, one thing that it sounds like maybe I've been a problem at Mothership, and actually I'm not sure how big of a problem it would be at like because I know Mothership is like quite large maybe, but Galaxy said they had maybe a problem with interlopers, the people who like crashers, and so I think like maybe that's like a secondary concern of hers. I don't want to speak for her, but it seems like the main thing that she's kind of concerned about is like, actually knowing where things are and then figuring out how, I guess, like long it would take somebody to show somebody. Is it like feasible to actually direct somebody? I feel like last year at Groundswell, I guess it was fairly small, so you didn't need to worry that much about like actually showing somebody anywhere. But yeah, I don't know. But it seems to be like something that she would really like to get done. So.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, having two people down at the gate, and then having somebody up closer to the cabins, or somebody over in the camping area to kind of help people in that way might be easier. And those wouldn't necessarily need to be as formal a shift as you're on gate for the next 2 hours or the next 4 hours. But rather just, if you see anybody wearing a blah, 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 they're one of the people that are helping to run the event, you're welcome to ask them questions if they don't know who that is. If they don't know the answer, they can help you. That kind of thing. But back to the crashers and interlopers, realistically, I would think the only two places that's going to be a challenge is at meals and potentially people coming into like the cabins or the camping area that you don't know. And there, what you're talking about is concern for your valuables, right? And that just goes back to people being smart. And so we're a much better community, but that means that we're also fairly trusting. And I don't know who lives up and around the area and kind of shows up during events to blend in and potentially maybe even to rob. So.
Actually, I think what you mentioned about having somebody stand over in like the cabin areas is a great idea, because I think like when Galaxy had mentioned this, it was like, okay, so if there's somebody in the car and they're like trying to walk the car over to the cabin area, it just seems like terribly inefficient. And so I think that would be a great idea to just have somebody stand over by, somebody kind of stationed by the cabins and somebody stationed by the tent area.
Yeah, definitely. And I have some thoughts about using bracelets again this year, and that you actually brought up a really good point about having something that people can see easy that says, oh, I can talk to that person and ask that person a question.
Go bandana.
Yep, totally. And I do want to get radios out there. We're going to need them in this space. not an overly crush, you know.
Is there cell signal?
There is. Oh, we could use. Really? You think so? I don't remember.
I feel like I tried to send video of the place to people. And it didn't go.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, maybe little radios would be a good thing to have out there, and we'll work it out. And the logistics, or the whole thing sits in a valley, off a highway, and the chances of interlopers and crashers, I think, is really low, because they have a narrow passageway to get into the area. It's a foot or vehicle. The valley is like 50 feet wide, you know, through about the first quarter of the mile in. And then you have to go past this farm, up a road, and then my vision of where the gate would be towards the property. But there's lots of places for RV and camping down in that area. So yeah. But again, this is a conversation we can have in more detail. Maybe I can join your team during a meeting or something like that. But I did talk to Galaxy, and hearing the same information from Pickle is really good, and I really appreciate it. That's really great. Awesome. I think we're doing really well. So are there any questions at this point before I start changing subjects? All right. So I know it's come up a couple of times in the conversation, but ticket sales right now were less than 50 sold, under $10,000 altogether brought in. The money that's gone out is a couple $1,000s to the land for our deposit so far. I've sent some money out to the Journey. I paid half for them, half of what I promised them, but I made the donation through their fundraising site. When Boz, I'm still trying to work with Christian on Boz to find out how I can pay them. They've given us a very reasonable rate. And the thing is I'm giving away a lot of free tickets too. Free tickets on DJs, support staff, people doing speaking at the event, and no qualms about that. But we need to get ticket sales up and start revving up the engines. I feel that within that month of the event, we're going to start seeing a lot more sales. The question is too, is how do we need discount codes, stuff like that? I've got, you know, to be honest with everybody, I've been approached by one group asking for free tickets because of financial hardships. So far, it seemed to be about 5 people. Even the lower price tickets seem to be a little much for them. That was not discussed. I can.
No, sorry,
No, please go ahead.
I'm familiar with what we were just talking about a little bit, and I think that giving 100% free tickets, we should get our food costs from that. If they're going to be having 3 meals a day, like everyone else, and all of this, and frankly, maybe do we need 3 meals a day? Do we just maybe we should have as a brunch and a dinner?
We're only doing 2 meals a day. 2 meals a day.
We're doing a brunch and dinner.
Brunch and dinner.
Okay, so you know that everyone should throw something in. If it's even $50 or $100 or something to offset the food cost, but just an absolute freebie is
really fun.
I mean, I can go back to her and bring this up because it's, I mean, the cost per person out there is really about 125 to 175 per person. That's including land and all the benefits that is coming with being out there. You know, booze, food, time, money. But, huh? Not really, no. Not at 125, at 175 maybe, but yeah. Well, I mean, the 175 takes everything into company. Oh. Well, frankly, I mean, I don't have a clear bunch of numbers punched out. I have a lot of estimates right now. Randy is doing what he can to help keep up with me. He's been our accountant person. I've got everything running through intuit.com. All money, like unlike last year, is completely out of my personal hands, out of my theme camp's hands. So I've managed this year to keep all of that completely separate and on separate PayPal, separate checking business account. So that's all looking very beautiful. It's all set up. But I do need to start spending more money. And so that also means getting some money in. Ticket sales.
So to that point, right now discounts, I think it's probably but I will say this, before we really think about sales prices, realistically, the price of the ticket should be as we get closer to the event. If there are people reaching out to you right now saying that the event is cost prohibitive, if we can do a $75 number or something that we feel covers the food cost, and present that or respond with an expectation that there would be additional labor or something else done to kind of compensate for it, I don't think anybody has a problem with it, or I don't. I'll just say I don't. But the other side of it is, on our side, and we do know this, that if you're going to use the algorithms to your advantage on Facebook, maybe we're looking at, every Tuesday for, starting next week, or if not starting next week, starting the following week. Next week, people are thinking about the burn, but they're thinking about it from the ticket sales for next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So maybe we glom onto that energy, or certainly follow right behind it and get along the lines of, okay, we've got these 15, 20 people who have a broad reach, and together will, in a given morning, every week, here's this week's post, everybody share it, everybody link out to it, and go invite another 50 people from your friends.
Sorry, is there, so I don't know, I know you've reached out to Can't Be Written, but are there other queer Burning Man groups that you reached out to the leadership? Because I imagine it will be hard to just fetch individual random people. I think I somehow stumbled upon your some sort of post about this in last year, but I imagine if people know that there are a lot of people going from their camp already, or some person, when I knew that Foxy was going, I was like, okay, at least I'll know one person, and because I didn't really know anybody else going. And so I imagine that if people they know are going, it might help. And if there's a way to offer and to reach out individually to camps and camp leads and ask if they're going.
Well,
or to send out to their camp mailing list.
Pretzel did a mailer to all the camps, apparently. That's sent a mailer about the event, reaching out to all camps. I was hoping he would be able to tell us. Yeah, but I feel like I need, and I don't know if I'm stepping out of my course here, but I do have a lot of connections into a lot of camps, and maybe I need to reach out to some of these people directly.
We
if
have
that's
had some success already in terms of getting shares on different pages. I know that Camp Prosper has been sharing our stuff. Glamcox, of course, I've been able to share our stuff. Boz, C&J has shared a few things. It's not like we're not getting any traction with these other camps, but I think that we could definitely be getting more more awareness in the other queer burner camps.
And one of the things I was thinking that I should do, and this is just a suggestion, is maybe get small cards printed up about the event that we can give out. Like little business cards that talks about the All of Us event with the link on it. Would that be something with a QR code? I don't know.
I don't have any experience with paper marketing. All of my stuff is social media. I will also say, you mentioned earlier.
Hold on. I got two people talking at the same time. Let me get Russ first, and then I'll go to you, John. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Moo.
But, so I don't know what the cost associated with that is, but I mean, it's literally upload what you want on the front, upload what you want on the back, and here comes 500 cards for whatever. That would not be cost prohibitive. I mean, hell, I'll get that. And I would just need artwork, and if we want to do a QR code that goes back to either the Eventbrite page or to the Facebook event page, with the link back to it, I'm happy to claim to do that.
I think we direct people to Eventbrite more than anything. Yeah. John, you wanted to go into something?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear a word that Russ just said, but it sounded like it was good. Yeah, awesome, thumbs up, whatever it was. The thing that I wanted to say, Toaster, was you mentioned a minute ago that you had been handing out a lot of free tickets, DJs and artists and things, and I was wondering if we could, tie a little string around those free tickets, that these people be sharing our posts, especially ones that concern the thing that they're bringing, art or music or whatever aspect, so that we get access to their followings, because it's cross promotional, it benefits them, it benefits us. That would be really handy.
I mean, actually, I talked to JJ Lurid this week. He says, "Oh man, I know. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna help promote the event. I'm gonna talk about it." And he's just that guy. So yeah. Hopefully, Gino and someone told me that Colin wants to join in on this too. So, Colin Bass.
Yeah, I initially reached out to him. He said he didn't think about it. He said no. So yeah. I mean, he's more than welcome to join us if he wants to come. I don't have. I mean, expand the budget. Want to know those issues? I don't really know, but I'm not opposed to having him.
Yeah, he talked to me a few days about it.
Well, I mean, last year, literally Major just paid and came and then he played. You know what I mean? He didn't commit. Ended up just buying a ticket, coming out and playing anyways. And some of the guys, they get the idea of doing their own pop-up party somewhere. God bless it. Do it. Do it. The last year's pop-up party that appeared in the meditation room, that was fun. Cool. And the year before that, they did it up in the double wide trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Toaster, if you could give me a list of those people who are getting free tickets as artists or DJs, then I would be happy to bug them to help spread the PR stuff.
Okay, so I'm laughing because Trevor's stomach just growled really loud. Eat some more. Yeah, and I'm still compiling a list of everybody that's getting complimentary tickets. We've given out a couple of VIP or community gifted tickets. One of them went to Chickpea and one of them went to Foxy. Just an FYI. So, but Foxy, I think, wants to contribute in some way. But I want to be really supportive of where she's at right now. Yeah. So I just want to be up on the table about that too. You know, we got some great people in our community, and I want to see them there. And I'm so excited with some of the people that are coming out, just who actually want to be a part of this. Well, cool. Oh, that covers basically everything that was on the agenda. It was a little bit loose and a little bit last minute with the agenda, but God damn it, I don't have that much time. Maybe we can meet in smaller pods and come together again at a later point. What? When we come together again, hopefully more of us together. Maybe we'll get the volunteers involved in this too, because everybody's had some really great input in this conversation so far. And all of us have, you know, but how is it we've got some kind of level of investment going on this, and it's really appreciated, because here's this crazy idea with some crazy people and doing a crazy thing.
You know, I wanted to ask you, Toaster, what is your vision of our time commitment to this at the site, not in preparation, but at the site? During, before, after? What's your dice?
Oh. Well, it's going to be different for all of us on some level. The three people that I envision as having the hardest jobs are going to be, you know, the three principal people, you know, responsible for the different sections. You know, there'd be myself, of course, having the highest level of responsibility, because I'm essentially the event creator and the person that will get sued if something goes wrong. You know, JD for kitchen, and Jose, you know, we'll be putting a lot of energy into this. Yeah, and the funny, nice thing is, like, he's done this 2 years now, and he pretty much is comfortable with the routine. I mean, and then Galaxy, but I don't want anybody to work themselves to death. I want everybody to have fun. So, I mean, I'm looking at you, you know, you as not to sound dirty, but my number two. You know what I mean? As far as the, you know, events, entertainment, yeah. But I mean, I see you, you know, involving yourself with PR too. And then the Rangers, you know, they're very responsible group of people. They have a heightened awareness. You know, I'm not looking for patrols, but these are people that are naturally on guard and always vigilant anyways. You know, it was interesting to watch one ranger that was there see something going on the other side of the barn and be tuned in on that. You know what I mean? So it was the face, but it was tuned up like the radar was on, and it's like, is this a domestic thing I need to be involved in or something like that? And I just watched and then just kind of asked me about it. So, oh, no, you're fine. Because I knew that it was just an accident. You know what I mean? So
to give you insight, one of my least favorite things about Burning Man, the official thing, is being stuck somewhere for 8 days. And I'm thinking about like that part. I remember at one point the Google Doc said, get here the day early.
Oh, you mean our document?
Yeah, the official.
Setup is basically, well, we were actually talking about this today, JD and I, about, we need to firm up our plan on the event week. We open on Thursday, we close on Monday. Like we have a day to set up. So if we set up on Wednesday, we make sure all the food is in there and everything. And we can be there as early as Tuesday, but I don't think we need to.
Yeah.
The biggest things that we need to worry about as far as getting set up is concerned is the main hall, whatever events is going to go on there, and then the art garden. The journey is going to need time to set up. We need to get Pearl in. I keep looking at you for Boz. I know that's out of your wheelhouse now, right?
Officially.
Yeah. And Christian's the main contact on that at this point too. He's been really great and attentive and responsive. Yeah, I mean, I'm a theme camp operator out there. So when I get to fucking Burning Man, I get 2 days to pick out that are mine. So when you talk about being stuck, I know.
Yeah. I'm aggressively. That's why I asked. I just want to make sure that, commitments are.
I didn't know that was you were going through that right
I've been a little discreet about it.
now.
So, when is for us, Thursday?
I think we need to clarify that with him. I'm not sure who said it. But the first party would be Friday night on the bus. So if it's a Thursday or even Friday day, we have time to set them.
So, all the,
Just talk a little louder.
all the parties will then be coming out of the bus.
No.
No, although we might use the speakers from the bus for some to supplement for the other parties.
For the pool party.
Yeah, we'll move the speakers in there.
And you're gonna be setting up the DJ station and all that?
Yeah, at all the parties and for the play space.
That's all his zone.
Okay. And then, well, then the main, the big room that.
The main hall,
The main hall, there'll be a party in there
Saturday night
Saturday night?
And Sunday night.
and Sunday.
So then why bring the bus?
No.
This is for Friday for the art garden. There's a party outside on the lawn with the bus.
Yeah, with the art garden and all that, because the bus will also sync with the Journey art piece, and
If it's really nice.
the pool party.
On Saturday night or something, it might be nice not have, because I tell you, the hall that they have there has really low ceilings there, and it gets really hot. And if it's really nice out, it might be best to just have the party outside of the area.
Stay in your lane. This one, stay in your lane. This has already been worked on. This has already got a lot of work already going down this road.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good feedback.
That hall has low ceilings.
Yeah, 3 and I were talking about going up there.
Yeah, and I told Arna, who's the land manager, that about Galaxy coming up, but anybody can go up there. Just coordinate with Arna first, and if you need her contact information, I'll give it to you.
It's a great space. If you haven't been there, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I want to see it. I've been hearing a lot about it.
They really keep it up. And it's clean, it's nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
3, did you want to still go up there?
Yeah. Yes. Let's discuss. Let's discuss offline days to go up.
All right, we'll figure it out.
All right, guys. Unless there's anything else we need to discuss, like I said, let's get together in smaller groups for whatever field we're working on, and then we'll meet up again, maybe end of April.
Sounds good.
Yes. Well, we'll work it out, but we're like weeks out. We're 2 months plus away,
and we really need just need to make sure. I mean, it sounds like everybody's kind of got it, but I want to make sure that we're all communicating with each other as well. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody that joined us online. John and 3.
Yep.
No problem.
And if you're watching this video on your own, and I'll post this in the production page, feel free to comment on it and add your 2 cents. And anybody else, you know, add things to this too if you want. I'm sorry Galaxy couldn't be here, but I'm glad that you were. All right, guys, thank you very much. Last notes, anyone? All right, guys online, I'll talk to you later.
Cheers.
Thanks, sister.
Bye.